If you're seeing this video again, yeah, I'm reposting it because what had happened was I ended the video, but I made the mistake of letting the rest of the video play a bunch of reports, and that's when people had stopped watching the video because that was when the video technically ended. And so YouTube took it as no one could finish one of my videos, and so they completely stopped suggesting it into the algorithm, and so now I'll start the video. If I was to make another video on how y'all complain too much, then y'all would be like, okay, Koopa, chill out. And I don't want to say good things about Lilith or the community either right now, because I want to save that for another video. So instead, I want to talk about 3 things that Lilith got right somehow. And before I do that, throw a like on the video and subscribe. Apparently you get more of those if you say it, so let's see how that goes. Anyways, I'm WarKoopa, and the first thing on the list is the thirst, the pride, and the flex it is to have so many deads on your account. Oh my gosh, when I first got the game and I was a noob and I first heard of people flexing their deads, I did not understand it. I was like, what a loser. This guy is constantly getting destroyed and he's letting everyone know it. At the time, I swear to you, my mama couldn't beat this info out of me. But as time went on and my account grew and I started watching YouTube a little bit more, I started to understand why. It means that you're not afraid to make sacrifices for the kingdom, right? And in theory, the more deaths, the greater the sacrifices essentially, and all that makes sense. I'm not arguing any of that, but for the community to be flexing deads as often as they do and everyone using it as a parameter for recruiting, well then that's a huge dub for Lilith. Because to have dead troops, you need to have troops. So you need to train troops, and to train troops, you need to start draining your account. Blah, blah, blah. You see where I'm going with this? I don't know if other games share the same mental in their community. I feel like they would if they have a similar layout, but gosh, you guys ride at dawn for these stats. And don't get me wrong, I do too. But the aspiration for deads from the community is a big win for Lilith, that's all I'm saying. Next on the list, we have the pop-up bundles. Now I understand that not everyone spends or spends that much, but you can't tell me that when you see the you're not like And if you're thinking, oh, but that's good value, Koopa. Well, sorry, buddy. You're still gonna need like 670 more of those sculptures, so I don't know. And if you're thinking that that's the only one worth getting, well then on the best day to get a head start or to keep up with your KVK, Lilith hits you with the and you're like and then let's say that one day you get enough blueprints for new gear and trust me, I get it, dude. And if some of you defend it because it's good value, I get it too. Truly, I do. But you're only scratching the surface in terms of what you need, and that's another thing that Lilith got right, and that was a win for them. I feel like I should say that I do these things too. I'm not above most of the things I say in my videos, but this is just my experience and what I think the reality is. And if I offend any of you, well then I'm... And moving on to the third thing is the Zenith of Power event. Oh my gosh, this event gets so heated that even being rich isn't enough sometimes for this event. I've seen rich people max out literally the entire shop for those few days and be upset because there are no more things to buy, and that unfortunately causes them to fall out of the race, and they spent all that money for what? For what? It's such a huge loss, and now we need a moment of silence, please, for the rank 11s out there. Now, I have won one of these events before, and that is for 15% infantry attack. I'm not a whale or anything, but I am a hoarder, and that was the only shot I ever had at winning one, so I took it. It took me 30 million power to gain, but this was also when I had only T5 infantry, and so I could upgrade the rest of my troop research to T5 and do my buildings to level 25 because I only had one building of each at 25 and stuff like that, so I was able to make it in the top 10, and I ranked 4th. But this event is just Lilith descending amongst the community's rich and dropping a city skin that many would argue is not worth all that power gain and saying, here, let's see who the top 10 highest bidders are of each continent, and every continent accumulates more losers than winners, and that was a big dub for Lilith. Anyways, I'm WarKoopa, and that's it for the video. Later.